Chosen one, money energy finds you tonight. Brace yourself. It's not a coincidence that you're hearing this message tonight. The universe has conspired to lead you here, to this exact moment in time. You may feel something shifting in the atmosphere, a quiet yet electric buzz that seems to vibrate just beyond the reach of your senses. That's not your imagination. That's divine timing unfolding. That's the invisible hand of God moving pieces in your favor. For a long time, you have walked this road of quiet strength. You've endured in silence. You've waited when others doubted. You believed when even your own heart struggled to understand the delays. But now something greater is being summoned. The vaults are opening. The energy of money, wealth, abundance, and supernatural overflow is in motion. And it's looking for you. Watch this video until the very end. Your presence here is no accident. It's activation. It's alignment. And tonight, your energy is being noticed by something higher. And comment your warmest wish below and type the number 777 to amplify your faith and set your signal into the universe. This is a moment of transmission. Wishes are real, faith is electric, and intention holds power. Now, chosen one, press the hype button under the video and like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. The rest of the night belongs to the shift that's already begun. God is doing something behind the veil that only the brave can feel. And chosen one, you are brave. The world has pushed, pulled, and pressed you. It has thrown storms against your peace and disguised delays as denial. But you did not crumble. You did not yield. You waited. And in your waiting, you were being equipped with a currency the world could never counterfeit: favor. Money energy does not come to the loudest, nor to the fastest. It moves to the most aligned. It responds to frequency. And tonight, your frequency is shining like gold. There is a code in the atmosphere, a divine signature being etched across the skies. Something sacred is unfolding in the spiritual realm. The stars are speaking in silence, and even the wind seems to whisper your name. You are not chasing this wealth. It is recognizing you. The inheritance written into your destiny cannot be stolen, delayed, or erased. It is not given by men, and it cannot be taken away by them either. What's meant for you already has your signature in the spirit. And tonight, you are being marked by something eternal. Not just physical wealth, but divine abundance. Not just money, but money that comes with meaning and with mission. Everything that has tried to block you has, unknowingly, been preparing you. You weren't stuck. You were being still. You weren't being punished. You were being positioned. When others sprinted toward noise, you stood in silence with God. When others faked their shine, you built yours in darkness. And that is why this energy is choosing you tonight. It doesn't chase hype. It follows honor. It flows toward alignment. And it honors the unseen sacrifices of the soul. This isn't just about numbers in an account. This is about overflow that rewrites narratives. This is about doors that open without keys. It's about a vibration of blessing that magnetizes what belongs to you. Tonight, there's a new current flowing, and it carries a signature unlike anything you've experienced. God is involved. That's why it feels different. That's why your spirit is stirred. That's why your sleep is lighter, your dreams more vivid, your breath deeper. You're not imagining it. Your soul is reacting to what's coming. Brace yourself, not out of fear, but in reverence. Brace yourself like a tree that knows the storm will not break it, but will reveal its strength. Brace yourself, because this night is not just another moment passing by. It is a prophetic pivot, an energetic eruption, an invisible handshake between destiny and timing. You are stepping into something that will never be the same again. And money energy will not pass you by. It has found you, and it's ready to move through you. The numbers, the signs, the dreams, they all align. Patterns you ignored now come alive with meaning. You're seeing double digits. You're waking at the same hour each night. You're feeling things before they happen. You're hearing echoes of truths you haven't even spoken aloud. These are confirmations. Quiet thunder rolling across your soul. A divine preparation is unfolding. You were not forgotten. You were being readied. And tonight, heaven sends this signal. Now, the waiting is over. The preparation is complete. You are not who you were last week. You've crossed into a dimension of favor that cannot be explained by logic. The money energy isn't just on the way. It is here. And it is active. This isn't just luck. This is legacy. This is promise. This is what happens when God moves on your behalf. Let them doubt. Let them question. Let them sleep through it. It doesn't matter, because energy does not require permission, only positioning. And you, chosen one, are exactly where you need to be. Not behind, not late, not overlooked. You are on the edge of a divine financial breakthrough, and everything around you is shifting to match it. Your thoughts, your body, your time, your very atmosphere is responding to the call that has now gone out. Money energy is spiritual before it is material, and tonight it's responding to the truth you carry. You have been faithful in what was unseen. Now prepare to be rewarded in a way that is undeniable. Your table is being prepared. Your name is being whispered in rooms you haven't entered yet. Your voice is echoing in places where your presence will soon follow. Do you feel that? That's not just excitement. That's recognition. You've reached a prophetic hour, and everything that has been stored, locked, or delayed is now under instruction. God has said, release it. And so it is being released. Not tomorrow, not eventually, but now. The winds are no longer testing you. They're carrying you. The money energy is not a fantasy, it's a force. And tonight, it finds you. The money energy that surrounds you tonight is not a mere coincidence. It is the result of a timeline shift that was written long ago, buried deep within the unseen layers of your spiritual DNA. You didn't come into this world to play small. You didn't endure everything just to survive. No, you were designed for overflow. That's why lack never felt like home. That's why poverty disturbed your peace. That's why every closed door frustrated something sacred inside of you. You were never meant to settle. And that quiet discomfort you've carried for years, that was divine rebellion against limitation. That was your soul remembering a future your eyes hadn't seen yet. And now, that future is waking up inside of you. There is a frequency shift echoing through the universe. It is subtle to some, invisible to most. But you can feel it, because you were born connected. There is a code inside of you that recognizes when spiritual climates change. Tonight is one of those moments. Everything you've prayed for, everything you've cried over, everything you've fought for in silence, It's all converging. The money energy that's finding you now has been gathering like a tide. It is not a trickle. It is not a tease. It is a flood. And it's looking for a vessel strong enough to carry not only wealth, but purpose. You, chosen one, are that vessel. God did not build you for vanity. He built you for victory. You are not just someone who wants more. You are someone who was promised more. That's why you can't shake this feeling. That's why you haven't given up. That's why every setback, no matter how devastating, didn't shatter you. It shaped you. You are not standing here by chance. You are standing here because the divine timeline is aligning right now. Tonight, money is not the goal. It is the sign. The sign that your spirit has been heard. The sign that your waiting has reached completion. The sign that your elevation is in motion. It is not just financial increase. It is energetic transformation. Your name is entering a higher realm of circulation. Your thoughts are being charged with divine clarity. Your sleep is being interrupted by sacred downloads. Your mind, your body, your path, they are being activated all at once. The friction you've been feeling isn't resistance. It's ignition. A divine spark is lighting up your atmosphere. You've stepped into a pocket of time that's not like the others. This is a thin place, a holy hour, a moment of rare permission, and heaven is moving on your behalf. Don't be surprised if people start reacting to your presence differently. Don't be startled if opportunities begin arriving without warning. What's happening now has nothing to do with man's approval. This is divine momentum. You've become magnetic, not because of your words, but because of your alignment. That's the secret. That's the key. It was never about forcing the door. It was about vibrating at the level of the door that was already yours. And that's exactly what's happening now. Money energy is spiritual code. It travels through realms and responds to legacy. It knows who's ready, and it avoids those who haven't prepared. But you've prepared in silence. You've fasted without attention. You've sacrificed without praise. You've obeyed divine nudges when it made no sense. And now, the energy that once bypassed others is homing in on you, like a current returning to its source. Like a satellite locking onto a signal. You've become the exact frequency wealth responds to. There is no need to chase. There is no need to force. The energy is already moving. It has received its instructions. And the instructions are simple. Locate the one who stayed faithful. Locate the one who believed. Locate the one who trusted when it was hardest to trust. And so, chosen one, it has located you. This night is different. Don't measure it by how it looks. Measure it by how it feels. This is not about external evidence. This is about internal awareness. Your spirit knows. It's why you're awake. It's why your chest feels warm. It's why your dreams are layered with symbols and signs. It's why you keep hearing whispers in the wind. God is speaking, not in thunder, but in vibration. Not in lightning, but in resonance. And every cell in your body knows what's happening, even if your mind hasn't caught up yet. This is the tipping point, the place where the scales lean in your favor. The moment when what was stored becomes seen. The pivot where the invisible becomes physical. And chosen one, your entire being is now harmonizing with something higher. That's why it feels intense. That's why it feels like something is approaching. Because it is. There's a wave of divine compensation moving toward you. Not a trickle, not a token, but a wave. The time you gave will be multiplied. The tears you shed will be redeemed. The isolation you endured will be reversed. This isn't a reward for perfection. This is a response to perseverance. You didn't need to be flawless. You just needed to be faithful. And you were. And now, the vaults are trembling. Wealth has heard your name. The spirit of abundance has awakened. The oil of heaven has dripped onto your blueprint. Everything you've been through wasn't for nothing. Every delay was divine. Every detour was precise. God saw it all. And God has sent an instruction to the atmosphere. Return what belongs to the chosen. And so, the return begins. You are not who you were, and the realm around you knows it. The distractions won't stick anymore. The illusions won't confuse you anymore. The lack won't define you anymore. Because you've seen through the veil. You've glimpsed the truth. You've felt the promise. And now the fulfillment is starting to manifest, not in the distant future, but tonight. Chosen one, brace yourself. Something is unlocking in your timeline tonight that cannot be undone. You may not see the full picture yet, but the gears have turned. The machine has moved. The wheel of divine orchestration has begun rotating again. Not slowly, not with hesitation, but with intentional acceleration. What's happening to you now is what others spend lifetimes reaching for. And here you are, standing quietly inside it while the outer world still spins in distraction. It's not about noise, it's about alignment. It's not about hustle, it's about permission. And chosen one, you have been granted permission by the divine to walk into your abundance. You don't owe the past any more explanations. You don't owe your doubt any more attention. What was unclear is becoming clear. What was heavy is beginning to rise. You're feeling it in your body. That lightness, that subtle shift in gravity. The space around you feels thinner, like a veil being lifted. This is the signature of spiritual wealth entering your atmosphere. When money energy arrives, real, divine money energy, it does not crash in with greed. It glides in with grace. It doesn't demand. It confirms. It doesn't fight for space. It makes space feel like home. And tonight, it has entered your space. You may notice random urges to clean, to rearrange, to write, to walk. These are not random. These are frequencies adjusting. The internal compass of your soul is being magnetized to something large, something ancient, something already yours. And though the outer world may still seem ordinary, the inner realm has already shifted. That's why you feel unfamiliar in familiar places. That's why conversations feel off. That's why old thoughts no longer fit. You are not going backward. You are being spiritually upgraded, rapidly, intentionally, unmistakably. This money energy is not a distraction. It is not temptation. It is divine fuel. You will not use it for ego. You will not lose yourself to it. You will walk in it with purpose, with clarity, with fire in your eyes, and God in your breath. Because you know this isn't about flexing wealth. It's about fulfilling assignment. It's about financing freedom, yours and others. You were always meant to be a vessel for impact, a channel for change. And money, in the right hands, becomes more than currency. It becomes legacy. This energy doesn't just bring dollar signs. It brings movement. It brings invitations. It brings golden keys wrapped in silence. You will see it in strange ways, a conversation that sparks a new vision, a name you hear twice in one day, a document that lands in your inbox out of nowhere. Don't ignore it. These are the first signals, subtle arrivals. The river always starts with a whisper before it becomes a flood. And you, chosen one, are at the mouth of the floodgate. The enemy tried to convince you it was too late, that you'd missed your time, that the portal had closed. But what the enemy forgot is that God does not operate on human calendars. Divine timing cannot be delayed by man's mistakes. The promises written into your soul were sealed with eternal ink, and tonight they are reactivating, not from effort, but from alignment, not from panic, but from presence. All you had to do was stay, and you did. You stayed when it was quiet. You stayed when it hurt. You stayed when you had every reason to disappear. And now, heaven is rewarding you with divine transmission. This is the reward of the remnant, the blessing of the resilient, the crown of the called. The energy of money finds you tonight because you've become the exact version of yourself that was always meant to receive it. Not broken, not desperate, not distracted, but powerful, pure, poised. So do not panic as things start to shift fast. Do not question the timing. Do not second-guess the unfolding. You prayed for the door. You cried for the sign. You asked for the confirmation. This is all of it, arriving at once. And God, in His infinite orchestration, has seen to it that it reaches you now. Not when you wanted, but when it would no longer destroy you. You've been refined. The delay wasn't denial, it was development.